Hi, howdy, welcome back. It's been a minute. Today we're going to look at basically how to tell if a dry palette, like an eyeshadow palette, has gone bad, okay? But if this is your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit like. If this is not your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit subscribe. Then like, either or, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Pardon the acne, 7 months pregnant, and I have recently discovered that my toner of choice, which is out, I really should throw that away, has been discontinued. So trying to find something that is pregnancy safe is not easy. So in the end, my skin is just, okay, off topic. Anyway, I brought these to talk about today. If you don't know what these are Tom Ford quads. They're not cheap, they retail pretty high. This is the Tom Ford Super Nouveau. And this is the Tom Ford, see it comes in a little case, Photosynthesis X. And if you guys remember back a little bit ago, I did a declutter video and I was actually debating on getting rid of this and another palette. I ended up deciding to keep the other palette and I will be getting rid of this, but I wanted to talk about this first. Okay, now the reason I'm getting rid of this is because this has gone bad. Now usually if you've got a powder, you'd either get a smell, this one doesn't have a smell, or more commonly, you have lack of pigment. As powders age, their pigment just kind of dissolves and disappears with time, and it's not nearly as vibrant as it once was. So like, I'm gonna put these on. And these look almost okay until you get to this point. You see the way this has got almost no coloring? Now, what I was trying to do was put it on my eyes. I had primer on and all, and especially this one, which is a shame because I actually love this and you can see the dents. This is actually a well-loved quad. There was no pigment anymore. I tried 3 different brushes, I tried 2 different primers, and no matter what I did, I could not get any color to build up at all. And usually with Tom Ford, you do have some color. I mean, it is not what you would call super pigmented. You're not thinking like Urban Decay or Jeffree Star level of pigmentation, but usually you can create a somewhat stunning, if not slightly understated look that is very beautiful. You usually can. This case, let me demonstrate, especially with the Super Nouveau. This is a gray. This was actually a very beautiful smoky gray when I got it. That's it color-wise. See that? And I don't have a little bit on my finger. That's a good amount. You can tell it's a good amount. That's all the color coming out of this. And just to show more, this is the pink. It's like a pretty little rosy tawny color. That's as dark as it got, which it used to be quite a bit more pigmented. Now, I am not the type that keeps stuff just to collect it. I don't have enough space for that. And I'm not gonna lie, I have some hoarding issues in the family, so I'm not willing to court that. God, my face looks fat. Court that. But I'm not willing to keep these either. Now, I ended up keeping the other one, which was one of the Venus like 6 pans, because it was the same color story. And I like the color story. The color story is beautiful. Definitely like a fall to grungy thing, but I'm not willing to keep it just to collect the Tom Ford series. Now, Tom Ford is a luxury brand. He is not cheap, but let's be clear when it comes to quality, Tom Ford is really one of those ones where we're writing on the name, not necessarily the length. Now, I was a little surprised when I realized that's what's going on because there's no smell. They're not that old. They hit year and a half marker and they just stopped having pigment. If you have an eyeshadow palette, like a dry palette that's doing this, just know right now it's expired. It's gone to the dark side. It's no longer going to be helping you. Find something of a matching color story if you really are in love with it, or just chuck it. Okay, because actually once you hit that point, you do have to worry about eye infections, bacterial growth, stuff like that. So actually these are getting chucked into the basket, and we will do a declutter video at a later time, and everything that I've just got annoyed with or didn't work out will be in that video, and just to talk about why. Okay, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, any thoughts on it? Anybody else found that Tom Ford really dies quick? Because I have, like with the lipstick and with the eyeshadow, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. You can find stuff that is just as pigmented, just as color storied, but with a longer lifespan. And honestly, I would suggest doing that. I mean, unless you're a hardcore Tom Ford collector. Now, he's got some beautiful perfumes, and his color stories on his quads are amazing. Like, it's stuff you would never anticipate going together, and it really works. But when it comes to long-term use, not so much. I mean, save your money. Find something with an equal color story, unless you're absolutely in love with the concept of Tom Ford. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I will be happy to answer any of them. If you have any comments, concerns, also leave comments down below. I love to hear from you guys. I'm sorry it's been so long, but last trimester exhaustion is an understatement. Okay. Every time I stop moving, I kind of fall asleep. Although my doctor informs me that some of that might actually be a leftover from COVID. Okay then. Bye. Have a nice day. Keep safe. You know, social distance. We're still not entirely out of the woods. Wear a mask where mandated. Be safe. Wash your hands. You know, don't take any risks, guys. Trust me, I've had COVID. It sucks. Be safe.